Hey everyone, it's Alison Heikkila. Thank you so much for joining me. I am really excited to bring you the Zollie Palette Scout. If you haven't heard of this, this is a tool that you can use to not only help you learn color theory, but help you put colors together in a beautiful way, and perhaps even help you break out of your color box. And that's really what I need it for, because I tend to use the same colors over and over and over again. I'm going to say a couple of quick things. Number one, I love color theory. I love everything about color. I love learning about how to put colors together and what makes what look good, and tints and hues and saturation and all sorts of color theory stuff. So be prepared, I might geek out a little bit. The other thing is Zollie did send me this Palette Scout for free. I told them that I would make some videos using the Palette Scout. I don't want you to think that I'm going to be making videos using the Palette Scout only because they sent it to me. I'm going to be using it because I really do love it too. So get ready for some Palette Scout themed videos, color theory goodness, and I'm going to jump in and show you what's in this box. I'm not going to go through all of the things about the Palette Scout. The instructions that come with it are really great. And there's more information on Zollie's website, of course, but it's really great for folks that are afraid of color or don't really understand what the difference is between hue and saturation and tints. It's great. And again, if you're afraid to break out of the same like 3 or 4 colors that you use all the time, this is a really fun tool to kind of help you break free of that. I know I tend to just stick with certain colors sometimes, but I want to explore more. So I've got a bunch of things here. These are the colors. And you can see, let's grab Carrot, that for each color name, there are 5 colors listed, okay? But in actuality, it's really 10, because if you flip them over, we have more muted versions of those colors, okay? So you have a lot of options just with one color, okay? Now, really quickly, I want you to check this out. This is so cool. So they have listed not red, green, yellow, blue. They did this a completely unique way, and I think that it's going to really help you to not only put your cards back where they need to be if you want them back in order, but it's just going to, again, kind of expand your view on color. Red isn't just red anymore. Now it's garnet and flame. And hibiscus is kind of a pinky red. So they're all in alphabetical order. Okay, so you start with amber and you end up with reed. They're still in rainbow order, but it's done in a way that is just going to make things, I don't know, more fun, I think. Color wheels are very cool, but sometimes they're limiting. So this is going to expand things for you quite a bit. So it's going to tell you here how to reset the deck. Super easy to do. And then I'll show you this. I hope I'm not confusing everyone, but I've been playing with it for a little while before I made this video because I didn't want to just say, okay, let's read the book together. You can read that on your own. But I wanted you to get kind of some ideas about it before I jumped in and started playing with it for you guys. So we have amber here. So here are our 5 amber cards, okay? And then we have the pure intensities and the tones. And the tones are when you mix gray into the pure intensity, okay? So that's why it's more muted, because there's been gray added to the color, okay? Here, this is a better one. Let's look at number 3. See that? See how that's more muted? Okay, so if you're not somebody that wants to use bright colors, you'll probably just want to use the back sides of the decks. See how muted they are? Oh, such pretty colors. Okay, so let's say we're going to use amber for a color palette. On the back here of the amber card, it's going to give you the complement, the monochrome, the analogous, the split complement, and the triadic color palettes. You can go far beyond this. Don't think that you can only use 3 colors with amber or any of the other colors. You can use as many as you want. It also highlights up here where that color is on the Zollie Palette Scout color wheel, okay? Now, you're like, well, what color is that? I have no idea what this is. Let me show you. So amber has the triangle. So the other color, or one of the other colors that has a triangle, is jewel. See that? So each shape is repeated multiple times, but it's easy to find it on your chart here. I always keep my chart out so that I make sure that I'm picking the right color. And when I say right, you know, play around. If you don't see something that goes with amber according to this, that's okay. It's meant for you to explore and try things out. There are a lot of great tips in here on picking your palettes. There's even challenge cards if you're stuck. Check that out. Isn't that fun? But it's really cool. So let me show you what is the complement of amber. That's jewel, okay? So I'm going to dig through here, and everything is in alphabetical order, so it's really easy to find. Here's jewel. And I'll pull out my amber. See? Now these are complementary colors, okay? And if you're like, oh, those are a little bright, okay, that's fine. We'll flip them over. And you don't have to flip them all. If you want to only flip a couple of them, that's okay. Let's see. Oops, let's go this way. Look at how nice these look together. Now, the trick is you want to try to pick different values. So there's different, let me move this up so you can see it better. Each one of these is a different value, okay? So you don't want to just pick threes all the time. They have the same intensity. And while they look nice together, you want to vary things up a little bit. So maybe I want to use 3 of the jewel, and maybe I want to use 5 of the amber. Again, we're on the tonal side right now, not the full intensity. And then maybe I want to use 1. Look at how nice that is. This is super soft. If you're not a fan of these colors, that's okay. Take a look at the lightest or the darkest and see what you can come up with. And now look through your crafting space. What colors do you have that are similar to this? This looks like it could be Lulu Lavender from Imagine. Look at that, right? And then this could be, I don't know, maybe Elderberry. Let's see. Do I have that? Oh, this is Sweet Plum, not Lulu Lavender. Hold on. Let me find it. Okay, so we've got Sweet Plum, and then I have Elderberry. And now this is Pistachio. Now granted, this is a little bit darker. So let's go with the 4. Right? Look at how nice those look. Now I would not have paired these 3 together. Is pair the right word? Probably not. Chosen? Pair is 2. I might not have put these 3 colors together, but I am really digging this. I think that this is really fun. We might need to do this color palette. I'm going to leave these out. So that's kind of how you start to play with them. And there are so many things that you can do. The dots that are on here indicate that it's the tonal color as opposed to the fully saturated color, the pure intensity color. It's fun to play with. I mean, you don't need to use this for paper crafting. You can use this with embroidery, quilting, nail polish colors, like eyeshadow palettes, like anything that you want to use for color. Home decorating, like just, there's so many options. Let me show you another palette. So now I've got my jewel, okay, and I have it facing up so the dots are on the back side. I'm going to put it on top of kohlrabi. I'm going to put my amber back on top of buttercup, okay, and then I'm putting my amber back here. So let's just choose another color. Let's play with hibiscus for a second. So we have hibiscus. So let's do an analogous. So we have, oh, that has jewel again. I want to use a different color. Let's do the split complement. So we have pine and reed to go with hibiscus. So we're going to find hibiscus. Here's hibiscus. Look at these colors. Seriously. And here's the back. I love hibiscus. And then we need pine and reed. So reed is the last color, so I've got that. And then here is pine. Now don't go too crazy. If you don't have something that's an exact match, like I don't have something that's an exact match to that shade of amber that I pulled out, but pistachio's close enough. Okay, so just, I say it in every video, use what you have, all right? These are just meant to inspire you and help you choose colors. It's not the be all end all, okay? Try to work with what you have. Oh, I grabbed Quetzal. Okay. Here is our split complement palette, okay? Now there's a lot going on here, all right? Way too much happening. So let's start by narrowing it down. Let's go with, I love this shade. This is the pure color, okay? That is the focal color. The threes in each of the color families is the main color, okay? Then you have tints and shades, 2 tints and 2 shades, okay? A tint has white added and a shade has black added, okay? So we're gonna start with this one. I'm gonna move this over. And then let's say I really like 4 and I really like 1. Isn't that nice? And if we want to add something else to it, let's go with this 5. What a nice palette. It's super summery, makes me think of watermelon, right? And now you can use this however you like, and you don't have to use the same quantity of each color. Maybe this is your floral. Okay, let's say we're making a card with a flower on it. This is your flower color. Then you have your foliage as these 2 colors, and then I don't know, you've stenciled a background in this. You know, you don't have to use each color a lot. You can use small portions of it, and it's just going to give you a beautifully balanced project as far as color goes. So that's how this works in kind of a nutshell. I hope that I didn't confuse anybody. Again, the instructions are really great. They're super helpful, but you can see how easy it is to put everything back in order. And it's just fun to play with. Sometimes I take them out just to look at the colors, not necessarily to make a palette, but just to kind of say, oh, you know what? This ibis color is a great jumping off point. Let's see what I have in that, and then go from there. So that is the Palette Scout, and we are going to be playing with this a whole bunch, and I hope that you're looking forward to it. And I hope that I can show you some things that you can do with this to help you break out of the fear that you may have with working with color, and also to help you maybe break out of your box a little bit. You know, if you stick to, say, yellow, pink, and orange all the time, which there's nothing wrong with that. They're beautiful, but maybe this will help introduce some teal or some purple, or in this case, you know, some ocean or some kohlrabi, you know? It's just really fun to play with. So I hope that that is a good breakdown for you. I think I might try to make something with this because I am digging those 3 colors together. They are really pretty. If you recall from a few minutes ago, we started off with the complementary palette for amber, which if you take a look at the key, you've got amber because it's the yellow triangle, and the purple triangle is called jewel. So this is what I came up with. I did have elderberry out before, but I didn't actually wind up using it on the project I made because, you know, of course I did wind up making something. So I wound up not using the pure intensity colors. I flipped them over. Either way works, but I did use the tonal versions of it. And this is what I came up with. Take a look. So I've got Pistachio here. This is the embossing folder of the month from Spellbinders, and I rubbed Pistachio on the back side of it after I embossed it. I used a blending brush to brush on Sweet Plum on the sides of my panel here, my card base. And I had a whole plethora of cardstock that I went through with the cards, and I matched them up as closely as possible. They're not exact, but that's okay. It came out so pretty, and this is a color combo that I may not have put together on my own, and I really love it. So this is the large die of the month. This is from the Clear Stamp and Die of the month, and all of that's from Spellbinders. But this came out so pretty because I used the Palette Scout to help me choose colors that work together and just came up with a beautiful palette. One thing I meant to mention before is that the number 3, which I didn't use on here, hold on. The number 3 throughout the palette, I couldn't remember what it was called because, you know, brain fog and all of that. But this is our base color. Okay, and then the 2 colors above the numbers 1 and 2 are the shades, and the tints are the 4 and the 5. So this is your base color, and then the hues have 5 values within them. So again, all of this is outlined in the instruction manual, but it's really easy to work with. And even if you don't read through it, even if you don't want to learn about color theory, it's okay. If you just use your little guide here and choose a card, you can work off of that to figure out what color palettes you can create and then go from there. So I hope you like this video. I hope you like my card. I think it came out really pretty. I really do. I love these colors together. I might have to do this color palette again, but maybe not because I've got all these other colors to play with and I need to expand out of the box. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you learned a couple of things. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I will have a link to everything that I used, especially the Palette Scout from Zollie. Thank you so much to Zollie for sending me the Palette Scout. I can't wait to keep playing with it. I will see you all very soon. Be well, stay safe. Peace out.